Happy Friday, folks. It is Friday the 5th of September. It's the 5th of September. It is 14. I haven't got the shutters up yet. I'm just about to. I was busy this morning, so you obviously saw this one. But you can see that there's something else. So here we have one of our new hockey lockers. Now I've run into a wee bit of a problem getting the hinges on. I've bought two separate different types of hinges and they're not working. What we're going to have to put on them are these hinges, which is like what you get in your kitchen cupboards. But in order to do that, I need to go and buy a hole sink tool for the drill. So I've already ordered them, paid for them, and they're at Screwfix, so I'll pick them up on the way home and then we can get those hinges fitted. I've ordered some new hinges as well. So I'm really disappointed. I didn't get it finished this morning. I was really hoping I'd have got it finished, but a little bit more complicated. It was the hinges that threw me. It took me an hour to figure it out. When I did figure it out, I realised it was wrong and the hinges I bought were completely wrong. Went and bought new hinges and they're still wrong. Third time lucky with the hinges. There's obviously another one to go in here of the same variety, and then we'll get rid of that and get rid of this. For the moment, because you can't sit on that, I've put these over here for some extra seating today and moved the sticks back into the middle. So if I can get the other locker built over the weekend, it means that between Stephen and myself, we can get them primed and get them painted. I've obviously got the storage in the corner still to do, and we need to tidy this place up and get everything organised and then touch up the paint at the window. It's really just the window that's needing painted, and perhaps this back wall. Back needs painted, bathroom needs painted, kitchen we're not even going to bother touching just now. But we want to get it nice and clean and tidy. So tick each thing off one bit at a time and we will get there. I'm going to get this shutter up, get the place opened. I have got an order to process. I'm going to try and get it processed in the next hour at the most, because I want to try and catch their courier leaving at 3 o'clock, hopefully. So it's here on Monday. So I'm going to get all that done, and hopefully Stephen will be here very soon, and hopefully we'll be very busy today.
Well, hello, it's finally time for me to get on the camera. I have been excessively busy today so far. It is 1:57 in the afternoon. I am in the process of sharpening some steels. I have got the North Air Junior Development steels that have came in today. I think there's about 6 or 7 pairs of steels that have to be sharpened and ready for collection. I've also got Russell Holland steels from the Urban Flyers that have to be done and put in my bag again for next Thursday. We've just had Joe Barr in. Joe has had his skates featured heavily in the vlog before. He is an avid skater of a pair of Bauer 7000s which are held together with hope and dreams. And he's just broken a steel and he has the old bulk style steels. Luckily this time I actually kept some spares and I had some spare steels to fix it. If I didn't have the steels to fix it, we were having to take a set of holders and steels from another pair of skates that were more modern and then upgrade the steels and the holders. The problem is I don't think the skates are going to be able to survive the transformation of the holders. The reason being is they were absolutely soaking wet. They had been skated on this morning. And I personally think that the skates are ready for the bin because they are so soft. But I'm going to try and do my best for them if and when he comes back in to get his skates done. Now, I managed to save him again this week. I had a spare Took Fusion steel, which is now in his skate and matched to the same shape as what he was skating in. That was left over from a repair years ago. Nobody really skates in the Took Fusion steels anymore because they've obviously changed to the new style, which are the carbon fusion ones. Anyway, I'll go on and get these sharpenings done and I'll catch up with you in a little while. We've got some new developments in the front of the store. I don't know if Pam's already showed you our new benches, but we've had a slight snag with one of the benches to the point where we need specific hinges to be able to make it work. So Pamela's ordered the hinges and she's ordered a specific router bit to be able to do the job.
These need to be done.
These need to be done? Right this very second. I am sharpening other steels, you know.
She's done last week.
She's came in and she's interrupted my flow again.
The lady got them done last week and she's saying that the edges don't feel quite as good as they used to, so...
It's maybe because they've been done at a slightly lower grind.
Maybe. I was just
so,
about that.
Yeah, I'll have a look at them.
They're getting low as well, so I don't know if that affects it.
There's nothing in the middle. What? She stood in something and knocked the edge off.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially there. You can feel it just in there.
You can feel right there.
Always blame your skate sharpener. That's the problem these days. Just blame the guy that does the job the right way, and then someone goes and stands in something. So what do we think of Pamela's new haircut? She's decided to go short.
Yeah, get it all cut off.
So she got it all cut off, came in here today, got herself all hot and bothered, building some stuff, and her hair's went all wavy. Yeah, anyway, I'll go on and do some of these sharpenings and I'll catch on with you guys soon. So I'm back in the store. So what happened there was we had a customer that was looking for a neck guard, and unfortunately our order never came in time today. So I actually had to go home and pick up a neck guard that I had spare at home. So that took me over 40 minutes to get all the way back down to the house and then all the way back up to the store. And I only stay less than, I'm probably about 2 miles away from the actual store itself. There is a major traffic incident in Paisley today. There's a lot of roads closed as well, so it took a lot longer than I would have liked it to take, obviously. So we are back in the store now, or I am back in the store now. In that time, I've had a couple of sharpenings. Sharpenings have now been done. I've had something to eat, which is good. I feel nice and calm and level now. It's 3:55 and Pamela is now on the search for some new items for her clothing. We have had some new designs made and we've kind of spitballed some ideas, and we're now looking at going ahead with some of the designs. So that's quite good. Did we say exactly what the ranges were going to be, what we were going to do? Have we had that conversation yet? Like, have we said that we're going to have t-shirts, polos, hoodies, jumpers,
At the moment
hats?
we've got hoodies, soft shells, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts, soft shells and polos.
And
at the moment.
we're also looking at caps as well.
Caps, beanies, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so there is a lot in the pipeline, or there's stuff in the pipeline, so you say. We're in the process of picking the right garments as well. We don't want to just go and be cookie cutter and go and buy just the cheapest of the cheap. That's not what we're going to be doing, and I'm not saying that that's what other companies do, but we are in the process of looking about to see what models we can get, what thread counts, high thread count items, stuff that will wear properly. We're obviously going to ask for some samples as well. So that is more or less what we're looking at. We obviously have a little bit of experience in this. We have had 14 years of doing our own clothing through Cold Body Sports, and we did have a couple of years of doing Fighting Major clothing as well with our partners that were also involved in that. Unfortunately, as you guys probably already know, we lost everything when we had the fire, so Fighting Major had to go under because we never had any more money to be able to continue on with that at that time. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted with a customer. How dare they come in? I'm only kidding. It's satire, that's sarcasm as usual. We unfortunately had the fire and we had to lose the Fighting Major clothing. The reason being is we had lost everything, all the stock, and none of the other partners were willing to put any more cash in to be able to further the brand, shall you say. So we made the decision that we were going to basically tie it up and finish the company. The reason being was, like I say, nobody else wanted to kind of keep going with it. Myself and Pamela were more or less the people that were dealing with the orders, and we were dealing with the stocking of the products as well, and unfortunately the store went on fire, and it was probably the best decision at the time to disband the partnership and start again. We had originally spoke about resurrecting Fighting Major, and that may be something in the future, but for just now we're looking at Cold Body Sports clothing again. So that's the next port of call. So we are now in the process, as I've said, of looking into different garments that we can use for hoodies, hats, t-shirts, polo shirts, soft shell jackets, things like that can be used and utilised around about the rink. So we're also going to be offering teams apparel deals as well eventually. We did do that previously, but again that will take a little bit of time to be able to have that added to our website. That will take a little bit of time to make sure that we're getting the right garments and obviously the right pricing structure for that also. Today has been relatively busy. It's, like I say, now it's 4:10 and I think I'm going to tie up today because we've got nothing really else to do, and I've got to go and have a little look online for some orders with some of our suppliers, and Pamela's obviously in the process of nipping my head asking about what I think about this product and what I think about that product with regards to the clothing. So I'm going to go and give Pam a little hand with that as well and do what I've got to do, and I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Saturday the 6th of September, it is 12:46. We are late today, and why are we late today, Pamela?
You were late getting to my mum's.
No, I wasn't actually. I think you'll find I was early. It was 20 past 12 I got to your mum's, which meant that there was 10 minutes for me to be able to get less than a mile through the town to the store, but Pam decided that she needed me to lift something that couldn't get down a set of stairs with Jason, who's doing the loft conversion. So we wasted 20 minutes trying to lift a bed frame down the stairs, which we couldn't, which would have been so much easier if she'd have taken it apart. But the reason why she didn't want to take it apart is because the person that's getting the bed frame for like the twins bunk beds doesn't have the instructions, and Pam doesn't have the instructions for the bed and how to put it back together. So she didn't want to take it apart to make it easier for them, but we couldn't get it down the stairs. So I nearly lost my head, other parts of my body as well. Pam nearly fell down the stairs. I nearly fell down the stairs. Jason nearly hit me in the head with the whole bed frame. I'm here, we've made it, and it is, like I say, it is 12:47. I reckon it's going to be quite a quiet day today. One of the other stores is having an open day, so I would imagine that it'll be absolutely jumping at their store and it'll be quiet here. That's usually kind of swings and roundabouts. It happens like that every now and then, but it gives us time to be able to do some more stuff behind the scenes. Although we are opened, and obviously we're still going to be doing what we're doing, which is sharpening skates and other things, we've got some stuff that we're going to actually have to start painting today. So one of the things I'm actually going to have to start working on is the stick rack. I'm going to have to try and get it sealed, and then I'm going to have to try and at least get it started to get it sealed today at some point. The plan is to try and get everything done before 5 o'clock today, because tomorrow I'll probably be back in to try and finish that and maybe paint in here, because it looks very, very grubby. And the reason why it looks very grubby is because we've had 7 years of hard working in here, and it's been non-stop. So now it's slightly quieter. We take that opportunity to paint everything and get everything refreshed for the season. So it's nice and clean and tidy, and a happy workplace is a good, productive workplace. That's my thought process behind it. So anyway, I'm going to go and get myself sorted and organised, and we'll see how we go from.
As you wear stands.
Pamela's slacking.
What Pamela slacking you?
Mum,
You're doing the most important thing of the day, which is my lunch.
Your lunch. While Stevie's working hard. Sorting the blades.
Hi, serious friends.
What are you up to today?
Oh, I'm just waiting for my butler to get me a paper.
Oh,
She's not really known.
is that who's your butler? Is that Pamela?
Hi, I'm running the shop today. I'm sat down to time.
Well, as we can see, there is no timer up there, no clock up there. It is 4:14. The place is starting to get torn apart for its slight makeover. It's been an excessively quiet day today. Obviously we thought it might be, but it's been consistent for myself. What I mean by that is there's been plenty of sharpenings in, and there's been plenty of heat molds. So as we can see, Pamela has been busy.
Hi.
The bathroom at the moment is ready for painting. And as we can see, here is Mr. Craig and Mr. Cowan's jerseys. As you can see, it totally changes the front of the store, the dynamic of how much room there is in the place. So sorry about that, we were interrupted by a customer coming in to check up on an order which is due for Tuesday. So yes, the store, as we can see, is slightly different looking at the front. At the moment we have none of the benches in place, because we've got our benches sitting here, which may be utilised in this position later on, but we're not 100% sure. At the front, Pam is obviously starting to paint the gloss, because, well,
Bogging.
it's, yeah, and a Scottish term for when we say bogging is really dirty. So it's bogging. So the place is long overdue a touch up with the paint. So everything, all the memorabilia is away here, and these lights, we're getting a friend, an electrician, to come and take these away because they are an eyesore, and they should have been gone years ago, if I'm honest. This cable is going to be removed from here as well. We have obviously an electric conduit for the lights, which go up and round here. That will be getting disconnected at the board because it's in the main board. So Pamela has obviously already started the painting. So my job at the moment, as soon as it gets to around about 4:30, which is another 13 minutes, if it is quiet enough, we're going to shut early today. And the reason why we're going to shut early is so that I can get a chance to take everything off the stick rack and seal it so it's ready to be painted black tomorrow. We're obviously going to then start taking off all the stuff on the walls. So what we're looking at doing is, obviously the windows need to be painted, or the surrounds of the windows need to be painted. The door has to be painted, and then I have to get some foam to be able to seal it or weatherproof it for the winter, because it's rather windy in Scotland, as you can tell. In the winter it's quite cold, so we like to be able to kind of keep the drafts to a minimum. Other than that, not really much to report. We have got orders due in the next couple of days. They are small orders at the moment, just to be able to keep up with stock for customers. And then in a couple of weeks' time, it's all hands to the pump, because we have quite a substantial order coming from everywhere. There will be a CCM order, there's a Bauer order on the way, it will be on the way, there's a Warrior order, there's a KYC order, there's a figure skating order as well. So we may have to try and see where we're going to put everything. Obviously, we were finalising designs for the clothing, so we've picked a couple of designs which will be showcased when the clothing gets here. So that will be, again, everything's going to be more or less ordered on the 22nd, or it may be ordered before then. We never know. What's that?
Ordered before it, so that it's dispatched.
Yeah, so what Pam has just said there is we're going to order before the 22nd, so it's dispatched for the 22nd, which means that we will have plenty of time to be able to do what we've got to do. So there is obviously a couple of things that's going to have to be painted. I might actually go and start painting the bathroom at the moment. We had actually toyed with the idea of painting it in black and white stripes, and then putting the referees' jerseys back in, and obviously call it the penalty box. But then at the same point, I don't think that will go down well with our resident referee, Mr. Craig. Yeah, Pamela's, I don't know if you can hear Pamela saying, but he'll probably fall out with us. I think that is more or less us done for today.
Well, you could do me apprentices in today.
Sorry, can you wait until I'm up beside you? Because you're talking and I can't get you in camera.
You've had the wee apprentices in today.
Oh,
Not our apprentices.
Within Michelle's apprentices.
Yep. They've been in today.
So they were in.
Brody Monroe.
Brody and Monroe were in today.
Yep.
And they're obviously, apparently Pamela was sacked, and Brody and Monroe were taking over.
He did a good job on the camera.
Yeah. So I don't know what footage I've actually got, because again, I was in the back working while everyone was out the front having fun and stuff like that. I was slaving over a hot sharpening machine. Sarcasm. I actually enjoyed today. I had plenty of stuff to do. I also cleaned the machine slightly and changed the disc. So I have got a brand new disc on. Yes, it has got polish on it as well. Hey guys, it is Sunday the 7th of September. It is 4:19 and I have literally just got to the store today. I originally wasn't meant to be in today, but I decided that I was going to come in and do a little bit of painting. I did probably say that in the last video, that I wasn't actually meant to be doing any actual work. It was just like painting and decorating the store. But I decided that I was coming in today to double check on a few different things. I've had a couple of messages from a couple of customers that are looking for skates in an emergency. And obviously they were looking for holders as well. One of the local SNL boys has broken a holder and thinks that his skates are on their last legs. I said if they bring them into the store, I would obviously have a look at them, but he's not able to get in today. But I have come in to check to see if I have the holders in stock that he's looking for. Unfortunately, I don't have them, which means that we're going to have to make a stock order for them if he decides to go for them. But I'm also in the process of looking for another pair of skates for him too. The UK stock just now is a bit sporadic, and certain sizes aren't in stock, other sizes are in stock. That's something I'm in the process of looking at just now to see if we can accommodate this customer with a pair of size 11 fit 2s. Whether that's in a pair of CCMs or whether that's a pair of Bowers, whatever's available, it's literally just like that just now. I've been in that situation before myself where the long and short of it is that you take whatever you can get if there's nothing in stock. With certain suppliers, whatever is available you take just to get you by. I have been very much like that in the last year or two, specifically when it comes to the UK suppliers. Now, that's not a knock on the UK suppliers, they don't bring in a lot of big sizes. Originally I was skating in a 10.5 and then a 10, and then my feet have shrunk so dramatically now I'm in a 9.5. It also has gives you guys a kind of understanding how the sizes have maybe changed as well over the years. Predominantly everything was more gauged around just shoe size, but now it's more around your skate size, which is 1.5 to 1.5 sizes down from what your shoe size is. That's usually what I find. So I'm a UK 11 and I skate in a 9.5 in a skate size. So it's a box size 9.5, just to give you guys a kind of understanding of this. So in the last little while, 9.5s have become very, very popular. Obviously people are getting bigger, people are getting taller, people have got bigger feet, and not a lot of suppliers bring in a lot of excess stock. Now, gone are the days where you used to be able to phone up a supplier and say, do you have anything in stock in this size? They would produce 10 pairs of skates. That's not the case anymore. Everyone is being a lot more careful when it comes to their ordering process. And what I mean by that is they're not bringing in as many pairs to sit on the rack, and they're now ordering directly from their suppliers, the same way that we would order from our suppliers. Example being, it's just another rung in the chain. With regards to sizings, there's not a lot of different sizes available in the UK at the moment because it's came to the start of the season. Most of the Elite League teams have came in and bought all the stock that needs to be bought. Whether that's if they're buying off the shelf for the British players or if they're getting custom for, say for example, their import players. Predominantly most of the import players will have a custom last or a custom order that they'll be able to get through Bauer, Warrior, CCM. Not necessarily Warrior with skates, but Warrior with sticks. It's a very interesting time. The times have definitely changed with regards to the skates being in stock. I know it has changed a little bit since Puckstop took over Bauer. This isn't a knock on the previous wheels company that was there, but there's definitely a lot more stock available and everything is on their website and everything's on their B2B system. What that means for us is as a supplier, being able to go into their B2B system and see exactly what's in stock, when it's in stock and when it's due, which is something that only one other supplier actually does and keeps it up to date, and that's Blue Line, which is Warrior, Sherwood and Blademaster. Now again, that's not a knock on CCM in any way, shape or form. They're more old school in the sense that you give them a call to see what's in store. Pamela obviously deals with all the orders. I'm not allowed to order anymore. And the reason why I'm not allowed to order is I overstock the store. And that's obviously not necessarily the greatest of things for a store that has very limited cash flow. It's good in some ways because when you get a customer that's looking for something in a pinch and you have something in stock, that's great, it goes. But there is times when you have to sit on stock and it can be a good couple of months before you get a return on your investment. Now that's one of the reasons why we at the moment haven't got much in the store. One of the things that we have spoke about it before, and I originally said that we weren't going to do a rebrand. We are keeping the Cold Blooded Sports name, but we are toying with the idea of changing the logos or getting rid of the original Cold Blooded Sports and the Hector logo. We are looking at bringing it into a more modern era and having it slightly different, having it more refreshed. Now, Hector, the logo, has been refreshed probably about 2 or 3 times, and it's been through some different branding options, different colour options, and bringing it the logo quality up as well. So that's something that we're working on behind the scenes along with the clothing. Now, we are talking about changing the logo and changing some of the different things to make it a little bit more simplified, especially for the clothing, but that's just for the clothing. So we may look at rebranding the logo and stuff, but that's another thing that we're now looking at. I know I'm kind of jumping from place to place here in this one, but it's a very exciting time for Cold Blooded Sports. And like I say, when I'll double back to the fact that we're saying that there's not a lot of stock in at the moment. One of the reasons why we've not got a lot of stock in at the moment is we have tried to dull down how much stock is actually in the store for the specific reason that we are making a massive stock order for the start of the season, which will be this month. Now, we obviously sell our house on the 22nd, so there will be a massive stock order for the 22nd or roughly around about that time, but we have to have the store painted and ready to go. The reason why we're talking about painting it is, as we can see, I don't know if you're able to see this, I'll take you over and show you. We have been in here for 7 or 8 years now, and you can see the place is looking a bit grubby and tired. We've had such a busy time since we've been in here, so if you look at the paint on this side and then look at the paint on this side, it's a lot more white and vibrant and cleaner looking. We're in the process of trying to get it as modernised as possible. How would I put it? Give it a slight uplift that it deserves. It's not that we've been neglecting the store in any way, shape or form. It's just we have been so busy when we're in here. We're literally just 2 people that are trying to keep a business afloat and keep a family afloat, keep 2 houses as well, obviously, because again, the avid viewers will know that we're moving in with Pamela's mum because of her health. We're actually buying half of her house. most of the people thought that we were just selling our place and moving in with her and not giving her anything for it. That's not the case. We're actually splitting the house 50-50 and we're moving in there, and there's some excess money left that we will then put into the store. It's something that I was kind of very apprehensive about, but obviously speaking to Pam and seeing her vision and where she wants to go with it, it will be worthwhile in the end if everything falls into place. It's a massive risk, obviously, investing as much as we're going to invest. I'm not going to say it right now. I probably have said it in previous videos, but I'm not going to go over it just now because I don't have the exact figures. Needless to say, it's a good couple of £1,000s that we're looking at spending, and I don't mean like maybe 1 or 2, it's like 10 or 20, maybe 30, I'm not sure. We will come back to you guys with a final product or a final number of what we're actually putting into the store. You might think, why am I telling you this? Well, I'm telling you this because it's something that I feel passionate about now, and Pamela feels passionate about, is trying to state a claim in the hockey community. We have been here for 14 years in general, so not just necessarily in this store and the other stores combined. We feel like we have a wealth of knowledge, and in a way, so I feel like we've kind of let you guys down in some ways. I feel like we pride ourselves on our customer service, but I also feel like we have let you guys down with the ordering process. Because we are having to order directly from a lot of the suppliers, it does take a little bit longer. So that's one of the reasons why we're talking about investing a little bit more money and having a little bit more stock in the store. It's a massive risk for us. You guys don't seem to understand at times where you could look in the store and say, oh, they've got nothing in there. There's a reason for that, because the UK suppliers' shelves are empty, realistically. And trying to get some of the stuff in stock does take a long time. And again, we're in a situation now where people are click your fingers and expect things to be there and then, and that's not the case anymore. Unfortunately, we can't have that, and we've had that for years, unfortunately, to the detriment of ourselves and our health. And what I mean by that is we have bent over backwards for years to try and make sure that everyone has the best experience dealing with cold body sports. You're never going to keep everyone happy, unfortunately, and there is people that make orders and then have to be let down because of the UK stock and the UK suppliers. Again, I'm not having a go at the UK suppliers. I am just clearly stating that things have changed with the dynamics of the suppliers now. They don't keep in as much stuff as they used to, and previously, again, before the big lockdowns and stuff like that, we would find that there would be still a lot of stock from previous years still kept in the warehouse, and a lot of people would be humming and hawing about whether they were going to buy the old stock or the new stock. With the lockdowns and the fact that there was a professional hockey still being played, there was a lot of guys in the draft leagues and stuff like that had to get whatever they could when it came to sticks and skates. So now all of the kind of excess stock is gone. There is no excess stock at all, because the excess stock that was there from previous seasons has been sold and it's gone. And now we're basically running with what we have for this season and the forthcoming seasons, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm going to get myself on, get some painting done, because it's long overdue. I've got to paint the stick rack, and then I'm going to have a look and see where else I'm going to paint. I might be painting it in the back store today as well, but if I am, I'll document some of that and show you on the way. Still here, Sunday night, 6:15. We now have a painted stick rack. It's a work in progress. It's probably going to need another coat. It seems to be very, very porous, even though that we prepped it yesterday. It's still finding, or I'm still finding, that it's taken on a little bit too much paint. It's a full tin of paint is already taken as well, so that's that done. Next on the agenda is now painting. I've got to go and try and see if I can get this area here all painted up to this part, and then all of this wall painted and that wall painted as well, and this wall will be staying white, but it'll be getting a wee bit of a refresh. I'm not going to time lapse it, I'll come back when it's done. So 18 minutes past 7. So far we have this painted. It has to be cut in round about the sides. I had a little accident, I lost my balance and I painted the skirting board. Pamela is obviously hoovering, she's now turned up, and the kids are here too.
Hello.
So she is hoovering out the box that we've got for the storage, which is also going to be for heat molds and stuff like that. So that is now going to have to get sealed. Sam is obviously head foreman, taking after his old Papa Bill. He is obviously hoovering it and tidying up after us. The back has been painted. Yes, it does look a bit blotchy. The reason being is it's still got to dry. It's only just been finished, and obviously there is more to be done in the back as well. This is obviously going to be white. This is going to be white. This is going to be white. This is going to be white. And obviously I'm going to try and not trip over the hoover cable. That's the update so far. Obviously I can't really stay much longer because I have to now go and take my car over to my other job and drop it off. Pamela has got the unfortunate task of having to drop me early at my other job in the morning due to the fact that I am picking up at the bus station instead of picking up at the depot tomorrow, which means I've got to go all the way out to the depot, drop the car tonight, so I've got a car for getting home tomorrow. That is where we're up to at the moment. There's going to probably be here for at least maybe another hour at most, just to try and finish off, and then after that, that's us done for tonight, and then Pam will probably pick you guys up again tomorrow. She may be in tomorrow to do some other stuff. Are you in tomorrow at some point?
I've probably got my mum's tomorrow. I've got a bed to finish.
Right, so she's got stuff to do at our mum's. So it's 9:14 and I originally thought we would have been away by now, but we ran into a couple of snags. So one of the things that we found was when we took the TV down from this area here, the plasterboard from the previous tenants was all cracked, and when I investigated, it all fell down. So that whole bit had to get taken down, and it has now had to be painted with PVA so it can now take a coating of paint. So as we can see, slave labour, Sam has been hoovering. The stick rack has been painted. It will probably need another coat because it's very porous. We can see over here Toby is down at the moment. We have the TV over here just now. The reason being is the TV is going back up on this wall, but it has to be painted first. This whole thing has to be painted. The cable also has to go because this is from an obsolete light switch. The light switch is here. And then obviously this whole thing has to come down here. We may look at getting additional lighting put in different places because it is quite dark in certain places. That's what I find. Even though we have upgraded the lighting in here the last time, there was an electrician in, they upgraded the lighting for us. So as you can see, it looks slightly different now because we have a slightly blue wall here. And then if we go through into the back, we still have to paint this. This whole area has to be painted, but there's too much stuff that still has to be built. This all still has to be painted, and the reveal is we now have a blue wall. So we've been here, I've been here since probably about 4 o'clock this afternoon. There's been a lot of stuff that has had to happen. A lot of wee niggly jobs that have had to be happening. So like there was holes in the wall behind the machine from previous tenants, which had to be filled, and it had to let dry, and then it had to be painted. We originally were going to paint all of this area blue as well, but we made the decision that because it's a work area, it's going to be white and it's going to be clean and tidy. I'm actually considering changing the colour of the desks as well. I never ever got the chance to paint this one. The reason being is I ran out of my paint that I had. So it's a good opportunity for me to seal it later on probably Tuesday night, and then paint the rest of it before I go to hockey training. So yes, Pam is like a bus couch.
Look at me.
I'm like a bus couch. I am absolutely shattered. I am up at 6:30 tomorrow morning for a 7:30 start, and then we'll see.
Question for you, remember where the remote control is for the?
Yes, I do.
Clock?
It's over here. I actually have it. I know exactly where it is. There we go. The remote control for the clock. Yes, it is 9:17. So anyway. Right, that is definitely us finished for today. There is definitely enough for a video now. So it's just to kind of give you a kind of rough idea of what we've been doing, how we've been doing it, and how long it takes to get anything done. Because we have 2 absolute pests of kids that are here helping us. And obviously Pamela has been very, very busy in our mum's getting it ready for us to move in.
Yep.
So as we can see, the other thing that has been built and it has been treated tonight so far, so all it has to happen with this is it has to be painted. It's ready to accept paint now. That's the new benches. Now, one of the things that we're seeing the difference with, Sammy, if you jump up on there properly and sit up, you can see that it's a bit high for Sam, whereas if Sammy jumps on that one, it's the right height for the smaller people. So what we're going to do is we've actually going to decide that we're going to keep these ones. We're just going to refurbish them slightly, fix them and make sure that they're nice and sturdy. And then obviously this one's going to be used for the adults. Stick rack, again, this should be full within the next week or so. I hope. I don't want to put any sticks in it just now and ruin the look of it, but the sticks are up against the wall for the time being. So anyway, that is us finished. Like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Keep it cold-blooded.
That's us all finished for today, folks.
And don't forget to
Subscribe,
like, share.
share,
And keep it what?
and keep it bloody.